Hey everyone and welcome back. Now in today's video we'll be discussing about the dynamic secrets. So till now we have been working into the secrets engine like key value where we deal with static secrets in which we have to manually store the data that we intend to store. Now as opposed to that you also have a concept of dynamic secrets. Now, dynamic secrets are supported by multiple engines within the HashiCorp vault. Now, the idea behind the dynamic secrets are that whenever a user requests for the secrets are generated at that moment of time. So, these secrets they do not exist unless and until they are generated. So let's quickly understand this with a simple use case where you have a user, you have a vault, and you have a MySQL database. So let's say a new user has joined your organization and he is into the development team. Now he wants to access the development database that is being managed by the DBA team. So instead of requesting his credentials directly from the DBA team, what he can do is he can request for the credentials for the database from the vault. Now vault in turn it needs to be integrated with the MySQL database, and if this integration is done properly, then the secret engine would be able to generate the username and password for that database dynamically, and then it will send it to the developer. So the developer will use this username and password for his testing purposes. So this is what dynamic secrets are all about. Now, as we were discussing, there are multiple engines that supports dynamic secrets. One more very common use case that you will see in organizations that are using HashiCorp Vault is dynamic secrets with the help of AWS Secret Engine. So in such cases, what happens is that developers generally, if you're working in AWS environment, generating access and secret keys is common for a lot of use cases, including local testing for the developer. So in this kind of a use case, the developer will require or will send a request to generate his or her own AWS credentials. Vault in turn will be integrated with AWS, and if things are proper, then Vault will in turn send back the access key as well as the secret key back to the developer, which the developer will be able to use for his testing code. Great. So this is what dynamic secrets are. So let's have a quick demo so that we can understand more about it. So for today's demo, I have a secret engine which is AWS, which supports dynamic secrets. So what happens here is that let's open this up, and within here you see you have an option of developer access. So again, there would be multiple access type. It can be developer access, security engineer access, and so on. So a developer will click on developer access, and all he has to do is he has to create on generate. So as soon as he create on generate, a new IAM users would get generated in AWS, and associated with that IAM user would be a access and secret key. Let's quickly look into it. So let's click on generate. So now you see a access key, a secret key got generated, and there is also a lease duration. That basically means that after this specific lease, these access and secret key would no longer work. Now within the IAM console, if you quickly do a refresh, you will see that you have a username called as vault root developer access. Now if you just quickly open this up, within here you automatically have a policy. So this policy configuration is generally done when you are configuring a secret engine. So if you look into this policy, let's click on edit policy. Again, you don't really need to know in detail, but what this policy does is that it allows all actions on the EC2 resource. So you can create EC2 instances, you can terminate EC2 instances, and so on. Now apart from this policy, you also have a access and secret key. So you see you have access key and a secret key which is generated. So if you look into the last three characters, which is 54N, and the same is matched over here. So I hope at a high level overview you understood what dynamic secrets are. Now there is one more important part over here, which is the lease duration. So let's quickly, let me show you this part. So if you go to access under leases, again, we'll be discussing more in detail about this during our implementation video, but I just wanted to give you an overview about this. So if you look into the leases here, there is one lease which is basically associated with this specific user that was generated. So within here, there is one important option of revoke a lease. So what happens here is that whenever you revoke a lease, this specific IAM user that is being generated would be removed. So they'll be automatically be removed after a given TTL, or you can also manually revoke a lease in case that is required. So let me quickly show you that. So let's, before we do that, let's go back to the users. And currently there is one IAM user that we have already seen. Let's go ahead and quickly revoke a lease here. And currently it states that there are no leases that are available. So here, if I quickly refresh, you see automatically the IAM users is deleted. Great. So let's quickly revise two important pointers here. First is that Vault will automatically revoke the dynamic credentials, and this can further be tuned by a specific lease duration. And second is, once the secret is revoked, the access keys are no longer valid. So that's the high level overview about dynamic secrets. I hope this video has been informative for you, and I look forward to see you in the next video.